The Clock of Destiny. In the small village of Elderwood, nestled between lush hills and dense forests, lived a bright and spirited 12-year-old girl named Lila. With her curly auburn hair and sparkling green eyes, Lila had an insatiable curiosity and a knack for problem-solving that set her apart from her peers. She spent her days exploring the woods, studying the stars, and dreaming of adventures that could change the world. One sunny afternoon, as Lila sat under her favorite oak tree, engrossed in a book about great inventors, her friend Sam approached her with an excited expression. Sam was a boy of the same age, known for his mischievous nature and boundless energy. "Lila, you won't believe what I just heard," Sam exclaimed, his eyes wide. "What is it?" Lila replied, intrigued. "The village council has announced a challenge. They're looking for someone to prove their intelligence and courage. The winner will get to unlock the secret of the ancient Clock of Destiny," Sam said, bouncing on his feet. "The Clock of Destiny? I've heard stories about that," Lila exclaimed. "It's said to hold the power to reveal one's true potential and grant a single wish." "Exactly. But there's a catch. You have to complete 3 tasks within 3 days," Sam continued, his excitement contagious. "And the whole village will be watching." Lila's heart raced. This was her chance to prove herself, not just to the villagers, but to herself as well. "I want to do it," she declared, determination gleaming in her eyes. The next day, the village square was bustling with activity. Villagers gathered around the stage, eagerly awaiting the announcement of the challenge. The village chief, an elderly man with a long white beard, stood at the front, his voice booming through the crowd. "Welcome, brave souls. Today, we seek a champion to prove their intelligence and courage. The first task is a riddle, and it will test your wit." Lila stepped forward, her heart pounding in her chest. She had always loved riddles, and this was her moment to shine. The chief cleared his throat and recited the riddle. "I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I?" The crowd murmured as Lila closed her eyes, letting the riddle swirl in her mind. "I know this," she whispered to herself. After a moment of thought, she shouted, "An echo." The crowd gasped in surprise as the chief nodded, a smile spreading across his face. "Correct. You've passed the first task, Lila." Cheers erupted from the villagers, but Lila remained focused. She knew this was just the beginning. The following day, Lila awoke with a mix of excitement and nerves. The second task was to be held at the village's old abandoned mine, a place shrouded in legends and mystery. Many believed it was haunted, but Lila's curiosity outweighed her fears. As she arrived at the mine, she saw the other contestants gathered outside, their expressions a mix of determination and dread. The chief explained the second task. You must navigate through the mine, solve its puzzles, and retrieve a golden key hidden within. But be warned, there are traps set to test your courage. Lila felt a flutter of fear but pushed it aside. She entered the mine, the darkness enveloping her. The air was cool, and the echoes of her footsteps bounced off the walls. As she ventured deeper, she encountered the first puzzle, a series of stones arranged in a strange pattern. "Think, Lila," she whispered to herself. "What does this mean?" After a few moments, she realized it was a simple math sequence. 2, 4, 6, it's adding 2, she exclaimed, stepping on the correct stones until she reached the other side. But as she moved forward, the ground suddenly shook, and a trapdoor opened beneath her feet. Lila gasped, but managed to grab onto a nearby ledge just in time. She pulled herself up, heart racing, and pressed on. After solving a series of puzzles, Lila finally found herself in a large chamber where the golden key hung from the ceiling, glimmering in the dim light. But the moment she reached for it, the ground trembled once more, and a wall of stone began to descend from the ceiling. "Think, think," Lila shouted, her mind racing. She spotted a series of levers along the wall, each labeled with symbols. Remembering a riddle from her book about the importance of balance, she quickly pulled the levers in a sequence that matched the symbols. With a loud clank, the stone wall stopped moving and the key descended within her reach. Lila grasped it triumphantly, knowing she had proven her courage once more. As she emerged from the mine, the villagers erupted in applause, their faces filled with admiration. But Lila knew she still had one final task to complete. The final task would take place at the village's highest hill, known as the Summit of Truth. The chief announced that the challenge was to face the guardian of the hill, a wise old man who tested one's character. As Lila climbed the hill, she wondered what kind of challenge awaited her. At the summit, she found the guardian sitting cross-legged, a serene expression on his face. To prove your worth, you must answer this question. What is the greatest strength of a person? He asked, his voice calm yet commanding. Lila pondered, reflecting on her experiences in the village and what she had learned. The greatest strength of a person is not their intelligence or bravery, she said, her voice steady. It is their ability to be kind and to help others, even in the face of fear. The guardian nodded, a smile breaking across his face. You have answered wisely, young one. Kindness is indeed a strength that can change the world. You have proven your intelligence and courage. Lila's heart soared as the guardian presented her with a beautiful pendant shaped like the clock of destiny. This is a token of your victory. You may now unlock the secrets of the clock. The villagers gathered around the ancient clock of destiny, its intricate design glimmering in the sunlight. Lila stood before it, her heart racing with anticipation. She placed the pendant on the clock center, and the clock began to whir and glow. Suddenly, a mystical light enveloped Lila, and she found herself transported to a beautiful realm where the trees sparkled with colors she had never seen. In this place, she could hear whispers of her dreams and desires. You have proven yourself, a gentle voice echoed. What is your wish? Lila thought long and hard. She could wish for anything: fame, wealth, or even adventure. But what truly mattered to her was her village and the people she loved. I wish for the villagers to have knowledge and wisdom so they can thrive and help one another, she declared. With a radiant flash, the light enveloped her again, and Lila found herself back in Elderwood. The villagers stared in awe as the clock chimed, filling the air with a melody that resonated in their hearts. From that day forward, Elderswood flourished. The villagers were filled with newfound knowledge and a spirit of cooperation. They began to share their skills and talents, creating a vibrant community that thrived on kindness and courage. Lila became a beacon of hope and inspiration for the village, and her adventures were celebrated in stories passed down through generations. She continued to explore, learn, and encourage others, proving that true intelligence and courage come from the heart. As she sat under her favorite oak tree, watching the sun set over the hills, Lila knew her journey was just beginning. With the clock of destiny in her heart, she felt ready to embrace whatever challenges lay ahead, confident that she had the strength and wisdom to make a difference in the world.